thinking of doing two things. Oh God, which kind of network is this now? I'm thinking of doing two things tonight. Um, okay. Let me just comment on something so that we move into that. Okay, we're going to be looking at straight up to database query. Yeah, we're going to be looking at database query to see how we can query our database. The last class. Okay, so I said, can anybody here? Let me log into my I don't understand. This code. Okay, let's share all things. Okay, I said, can anybody give us an overview of what we did the last time? Could not. Sorry, not sure. What's happening now? Respect. People should respect yourself this night too. Okay. Right. So can anybody tell us like what we did the last time? Like an overview of what we did the last time. Hmm? Hello guys, can anybody hear me? I hope you guys have joined the this thing. So let's start. So I'm going to we should also sharing my code from there as well. For those that need it can get access to my code. I'm not from this particular place. So this is the model we are working on. So I'm quickly get the model and put the model on the Discord account. So you can have access to my model. So you can have access to my model here. And then what I've also have done on the Python manage.py. You can also get access to my Python manage.py. Um, okay. So there's my manage.py. Admin manage.py. So that we done it right. So admin.py file. So for those that need the admin.py file, can also go here to get the admin.py file. So we are going to be looking at making queries in Django. Making queries, it's also a very important aspect of Django. Is how you communicate and in database, how you be able to get your database information, how you filter, select um, almost everything you need in your database. So making queries, what we are going to be looking at. If you, let's say we have a table of people, I think we can say the table of people. So probably have a table of people in DB. I think I can have a picture similar to um what oh, tonight network is network tonight. Almost all the networks are not friendly tonight. All networks are not friendly. Tonight the networks are not friendly. Can you guys see my screen? I've been now. Can you guys see my screen? Okay.
No,
No, sir. No, sir.
I can't see your screen.
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
Those that can't see it now is your
No, I
network.
can't see your screen.
I'm seeing a blank screen.
Is your network now? Uh, I don't know. Let me change network again. Network is really bad this night too, I swear. Let's stop network. The network is a bit okay now. Oh. Okay, so can you see my screen now? I think I've changed network better now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So when we talk about
No.
making queries in uh in Python, if you recall earlier, I told you that let's say we have a table of this information, which we did, and for now we will not be seeing our database unless you download mysql client. So not light SQL client that can help you see all the information that you have, that all the information that you have in your database. So basically, so when we say making query in database, so making query in Django refer to retrieving data from database using Django query set API. So we are going to be looking at Django set query APIs. What are those query APIs? What are the functionalities when you need to use them and how to use them? Very, very important, right? So we're going to be working with the existing models that we've created already. So we are going to be working with those existing model. Then how we can make query in a database mode. So I'm going to be using some terms, and when you see me use those terms, I would also like to explain. When I say query sets, so query set is like a collection of database, right? A collection of database, a collection of data that you've retrieved, right? Right, a collection of data that you've retrieved. So think of query set like a group of objects, right? Or records from your database. So that is what query sets is all about. So when I say query sets, it means that the records that I extracted from the database. So I want you to take recognize of that terminology. So when I say query set, it may not be a bit confused. All right. So as I was saying, what we were looking at here is how we can be able to make query. Let's assume we have a mini table. Yeah. So scroll up. Not assuming we have like one database table. We have the second database table. We have the third database table. I would like us to check at this database, look at all these database that we are going to use. And if you go to Django database, right? Let me bring this here. Now, if you go to Django database, in Django database, you will notice that Django supports the following official database. So one, we have Postgres SQL, we have MongoDB, we have MySQL, we have Oracle, we have LightSQL. And LightSQL is the current driver we are using at the moment. If you come to setting in our setting app, I think this is the setting. So we come to the setting, notice that we're already using can see the django.db.lightsql. Now, why I don't recommend LightSQL? Let me tell you why I don't recommend LightSQL for you to use LightSQL. Why I don't recommend you using LightSQL is very, very simple. Now we come to here and you type LightSQL. So right, yeah. So LightSQL, yes, I can get. So if you come to the LightSQL and come down here, so coming. So when you come, you notice that it mostly used the database engine that mostly used in the mobile phones, right? Now, almost all the mobile app, some mobile app use the LightSQL so that they can save those data natively on the app without saving them on the cloud. You notice sometimes when you are playing a game and you try to remove like your cookies or your cache of the app. If you do that, you will lose some of your data, if that the levels of the game you are currently, or some of your logins. Then when you try to open the account again, it happens to almost all applications. Like Facebook, you happen to Facebook. When you clear the cache, then when you open the Facebook app, they'll ask you to log in. So they use MySQL to store those information temporarily on that device. So and MySQL can only use for a website that don't have much traffic. So if you are working on a website that don't have much traffic, it's required that I use MySQL, LightSQL. But for me, I don't recommend that. But if you are working on development server, you can also use the MySQL. Then when you are deploying, you can use LightSQL rather. When you are deploying, you can then use MySQL. if you can use MySQL or Postgres. So I recommend Postgres, MySQL, and Light SQL if you are comfortable with that. But me, I don't usually use it. So the database drivers that we're going to be looking at tonight is what we call MySQL or Postgres. Postgres is also very simple. You can just go click on here and get the documentation, go through it and see how you can navigate your way in. So we are looking at database, how to properly store our data. And if we recall the last class that we have, we let me try to see the it's training, right? Scripts, cd back, cd to block, p, enter. All right. So if you notice the last class that we have, we have 192 admin, that confirms. What's up? Block folder. You So we're having a problem. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's try that. Date admin, right? I don't know admin that I did there. If the password is, if I still remember the password, if I don't remember, I can create a new password. Okay, so when you Rezo, can you remove that person and let me hear something and teach a big? What kind of rubbish is this one? Remove that person from here. She'll get me angry. Okay, so when you come here, you see that we have MySQL. Then when you come down here, you see the MySQL we're currently working on. So if you have a MySQL application installed, you can drag and drop so you can be able to see access to all the data, right? So we're going to be learning how we can migrate from using MySQL driver and using Light SQL driver and then using MySQL driver. You can explore Postgres. It's also very simple to use. Very, very simple to use. So this is our database, right? And this is the database engine that we're going to use. Now, if you move down to Django, so when they come, you can see database table that we have. We have this. We also have, they already have some few information here already. And then we also have, in profile, only have one profile already, right? So if you come to Django engine, so look at the MySQL. So we're going to check it out and see how to explore that. So we move down to when you have time, you can read all this if you have time. So you can see in Postgres, for Postgres, you can look at the setting here. We have a Django.backend.Postgres, right? SQL. Then you have service, you can see the name here, and then you see what we have here. So what we are doing tonight is how we can integrate MySQL to from MySQL to MySQL. So let's move down to You can just come here and click mysql. All right. So they say that Django supports mysql. Just hold on. So Django supports mysql 8.0.7. That is the current and higher. So Django inspect DB features uses the information schema database, which contains details data of all database. So you can just go through this. Don't really need to go through all this, but let's move it straight up to the drivers, right? So drivers are like external package that that enable you run MySQL in Python. So we say that MySQL has a couple of drivers that implement the Python database API. So, and one of the the packages they suggest that you should install is MySQL driver. So it's a native driver, and also there is also recommended choice. So see, right click here and open a new tab. You are going to come to pip, right? Now this is the one they are recommending that you should install in your Django 2.2.4. So if you scroll down, you can see the guideline. If you install this, you do some configuration. So export this, right? So we are going for now. We are going to be doing everything in our setting. Maybe later we will then use a environmental environment variable to separate it from our application. So now to use MySQL, you need to install MySQL client. Although there are a lot of problems when you are installing MySQL. If you are using XAMPP, which is better, you are using XAMPP, I will show you one of the issue when you are using XAMPP. So either use either you download Mongo DP latest version and use. If you want to stick with XAMPP, or you can use one. So there are some upgrade they did, and Mongo DP is really messing up everything. But I decided to figure it out. I rather figure it out on myself. So if you are using um, XAMPP, right, whichever one I recommended earlier, you may have some issues. You may have some issues, right? And you see how we're going to figure out those problems. All right. So they also recommend to use connector, Python connector. So there's a lot. You can just Google how to use MySQL with Django. So there are a lot of things that they recommended. So if oh God, what did you talk now? Can you guys hear me?
Sorry, hi chief. This current network you are using is more poorer than this in the previous one. So I think you should switch back to the previous one you were using because this one you keep on breaking.
Yeah, switch it. I'll switch it. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Huh? Can you guys hear me? Oh, wow. Can you guys hear me? Well, what thing happened to all this network this night now? I don't understand again. I don't tire. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
can
you.
hear
We can
you.
hear you, sir.
Okay, can we move on, please?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
We can move on.
So, um, so we have a SQL connector. So in my SQL client, they recommend 1.4 and later, which is 1.4 and later version, which is the newest version. So move down to there. So this is like a database, uh, what's it called? It's backend. If I'm using MySQL, so if you're using PHP, other package, they still have that. Then this, so here it accepts this parameter, which is name, username, password, and you know. So what you are going to do is to install MySQL client. So copy this, then go back to your code. Let's break this out. So paste this here and install. So install this. Wait for it to just come up and it will finish installing. Make sure you turn on you activate the virtual environment. So I think my own is already satisfied. It means I already installed it here. Already installed in my stuff. So if you are having any error, make sure you are using the latest. So unless you are using lower version, using Python 5.0. It's also good to stick with stable version of Python. Don't use the latest version of Python because that one is not yet stable. They are still working on some of improving on some of the debugging and bugs that are there. So now after you've installed, the next thing you are going to do is to you're no longer use MySQL. So we have to comment on this, right? When you comment on this, can come here. I'll just want to just do some copy and paste, or you can still do it manually to save time. All right. Okay. So here I'll come here and write um uh databases, then it has to accept a dictionary, right? So you accept what? A dictionary, database. So this is what you need. Then you have the defaults and then the engine. So so what we're going to do is that come here, we can easily come to Google. If you don't, I think there's have some guideline here. Okay, no guideline here. So let's go to Django and try to copy it. So let's copy this. Let's just copy this. Just copy it and paste this here. So so this is the engine. You can see we have a SQL, SQL and co. So then we'll have the login, the usernames and every other information here. You can copy this. This option. Okay, let's go to these options and paste this in. Let's copy it. This network is really fucking me up. But it's not even browsing. Okay. So let's copy this as I was saying. Sorry. All right. So just remove this. Don't need this. All right. Then let me just copy this from somewhere, please. Let me just copy it from somewhere. All right. I need to keep all these thing keys. So here we have database. We have a I don't know what to do now. Let me just press it here. I can just copy. So we have name. So database is supposed to name. So let's put it here. Create the database. The name has to be in all cap. Then you put it at dictionary, right? So let's say database name here, right? So you put comma. So the next one is the username. Enter, put the username. They just like dictionary, right? The way you have dictionary. So the default will be the key. Username. Then password. So your database password. I think that is all. This default character. I don't need it. So here you can have password. So put comma here. So this is how your database. Then you come to host. Come to host. You put host. So host should be local host. Right. Local host. So right. So this is what we have here. So this is what we have. I'll paste this on let me confirm. Okay, this is the engine. So the engine is where Django will be getting the database from. db.backend.mysql. Then the name is database name. Then the username database user, and then make sure everything is okay. And then you can copy this. And then let me paste it on. So if you have not joined the what's it called? Our this thing, go and join, because you can be getting my code from there. Right. So this is our database setting. Now the next thing we are going to do is remember the first step is to install database driver. So the second is to set up your database. Then the third one is to get a database server, right? So if you recall during the beginning of this class, we talk about database server such as XAMPP, right? XAMPP, we have WAMP. But me, I'm using WAMP as XAMPP, right? We have WAMP. You can download WAMP, you can download XAMPP and install it. So me, I have WAMP, I have XAMPP. So let me try if XAMPP is going to XAMPP is going to work. So first thing I need to do is that if I come here and try to run my server, right? So when I run my server, I'll have an error because now I'll have error. This error I'm going to have. Let's wait for you to come up so that we see it. So now you notice that I'm having error. The last error, read it out. It said cannot connect to server host, right? Now, what it means that cannot connect to server host means there is no server that is currently running that is called host in my system. There is none. So I need to go turn on my server. That's what I'm going to do next. So when I come here, I already have my exam installed in my system, and WAM also installed. Let me go to my. I have two exam installed, so let me check them out. So try using the latest exam. If the latest exam didn't work for you, then that means you need to do some setting. If you have that time, set it up, make sure that everything is working. So I have my. So I've already installed XAMPP here. I'm looking for install XAMPP. I have XAMPP 4 and XAMPP 2. So let me try XAMPP 2. So I need to open start the XAMPP. So yes, start control XAMPP to open it. So we are doing it so that we can be able to have access to our mysql and then the PHP admin and then create database. Also very important to note. Okay, let me confirm if it's running. Okay, it's running here. So the man is supposed to come up here. Okay, this exam we have here 3.0.3, which was actually updated in 2021, April 6, 2021. So let's start the server and see if it's going to work. So now we are having our Apache is working. Then MySQL is also working. So make sure you are using the latest one, 3.0. Make sure you are using 3.0, right? So let's try to run our server again. Of course, we are going to see the same issue because we have not created any now the issue now we are having is different, right? Let me go and turn off my server. If I turn on my server now, please use the latest XAMPP. If you're having any error, use the latest XAMPP, right? So that you will not have any issue. So I'll come here and break this. Then I've turned on my server. Then when I run my server again, turn on my XAMPP server, I can see my XAMPP is not running. And see, start. Now, the error I'm getting here now, always note the error. Cannot connect to server localhost, right? Now, let's go and turn on the server. Now, after we've done turning on the server, come down here and run again. Now, the error we are having is different. Now, they said access denied for user at localhost and password. So what it means is that, let me scroll down a little bit. I'll go for frontier state. Now, it means that access denied for the username and the password. So what is next for me to do? The next is go create the database, right? Now, the guy, is it the guy here? The guy here? Oh, yeah, I see having a network issue. Okay. Now, the guy asks, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
So the guy asked a question. Guy and they asked question. The last class said, how you can, why not create database, and then after creating it, you can migrate it. That was what the guy asked. Now this is it. So my database is running. If you want to go to your MySQL, you can click on my admin. It automatically take you to your local admin. It will open a browser that will take you to your local admin. So let me copy this. Okay, it will take you to your local admin. So when you look at here at the left hand side, you notice that we don't have any database, right? So what we are going to do next is to first create the database, create the username, then create the password, right? So let me go and create database. So create the database here. I click on database, then I have I can say block cohort name, right? Names. So any name, can use any name at all. Click on create. So when you create this, when you come to this place, you see your database. If you have a database, you can see them. Now the next thing is to add user and password to that database. That's the next thing to do. So when you come here, you click on the name you want to add the user. So when you look at the top here, you will see the name of the database you want to add the user. Then move down to privileges, right? Click on this privilege. Then you can see the user already have. Then click on add what? Add user. Then the user field is the username of the database. I can still use cohort name. I want to use all this name. Let it be cohort name. Let all of them be the same name at all. Local host, because we are using any host, we use local. Use the local host. Of course, that's what we are using here, right? The local host. So next is the password, username, password. I paste this cohort there, then I paste this cohort at the same password. So if you want, you can also generate your password, but I don't think you need it at this moment because you are local. Click on check all, then scroll down and then click on go. So we click on go, wait for it to come up. Now it has successfully created my database. Now when you come to the database and click, you see nothing is here. The table is empty. You don't need to be creating any table or adding any table. It's not necessary. I got it. So we've created a database. The next thing is to go connect our database to our Django. So when you come here, my database name is cohort. Don't make sure there is no space. The user is cohort. Then this is cohort. And then now immediately we're done, you notice something that Django is telling us to go run our migration again, right? You can see those information that we have. Let me click the TV up. The guy can see it well. So you can see what we have here. We have unapplied migration. Now our database is working. Now when we come to our database, note that there is nothing in our database. Now we want to create all this table. All this table you are seeing here. This is a table. We want to create this table. We want to create this table. We want to create this table, right? And then this column. We are not going to do that manually or going to MySQL to start creating all those stuff. No. What you need to do, if you have not run migration, now come here, type python manage.py, make migrate, make migration, right? So you make your migration. Now, if you make your migration and wait, now it tells us no changes are detected because we've already done our make migration. So what we are going to do now is what we call migrate. So migrate to when we migrate now, what is going to happen automatically? Django will write the database. Watch and see the magic. Don't watch and see the magic. Enter. So now it's creating. So let's come back here. Leave it. So when we are free, we'll go and reload. So it's still creating. So we see how the magic works. It works like magic. So you don't necessarily need to be creating it on database. No. The reason why I asked you guys to create so that you'll be familiar with the database structure. So let's wait for it to finish migrating. So if you want to download XAMPP, so if you want to download the XAMPP, I want to download XAMPP. Come here and type XAMPP, then enter. So look at the latest one. Please install the latest XAMPP if you want this to work, because Mungo DBs, now click on the latest one, 8 point, right? Latest one. Then click on it and download the latest one. So look at this if you want everything to work fine for you. So let's check. All right, we're still migrating. You can come here and reload. Let's monitor our migrating stuff. You can come here and reload. So are we seeing it? So see what we have here, right? You can see we have a program table, we have a student table. So this table you are seeing are created by Django. Remember, I told you that Django already have inbuilt table like admin, migration. Look at the migration we did. Look at session. Look at cohort table. Now we click on cohort. Now we have students, right? Click on students. So we click on student. Let him come up. Now we click on student. You can see the columns you created: ID, username. So we come to student. Scroll a little bit to students. You can see the username. You can see first name. You can see last name. You can see status. So we have all this column in the user, right? We have all this column in the user. So this is what we have here. Last name, status. You can see status that we have. So if you also come to program, you can still see the student ID, the grade, the course, and ID. So you see everything that you've created here already, right? Now the other database, you no longer use it. Now this is how you can set up your database, right? I hope we all understood or understand. You can move to the next stage of the class. Any question? Okay. Fire.
Sir, good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Sir, if can we excuse me, sir. Can we from now that we've created this thing, can we from this part now, this mysql whatever, can we add any information from here and it won't have any effects?
What do you mean by information?
Like, can we edit, like add a student from this particular admin that we are looking at now?
If you want to add a student, let's say a student, of course you can add student. You come here and click on structure. No, it's not structure. So structure is to add column. Don't even add column. So you add column, you spoil everything because everything is coming from migration directly. You can add student by, I think what you need to do is by I think editing, insert, go to insert, then you can add. Then now that one now you need to be choosing. So I don't advise you to do it here. Are you getting me? If you want to add, you can either use Django admin, right? Use Django admin and add their students. But you can come here and monitor. After adding, you can edit.
Okay.
Are you getting me? You can edit and change something. So let's add things in our database. Go to Django admin admin, because we don't no longer have Django admin. Like our admin, we've already moved to a new database. So let me go and run server. So now if I can't log in here again, because if you come to our user this thing, we don't have any user again. If you come to Django user, default user, auto user, we don't have anything in the user. So you can see this is already the database that is created by Django. We can customize our own, but when we start working with user, we can easily do that. So let me create a new Django name. So so admin, let me leave this 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's all this name. And also when you install your exam, make sure that you restart your system. Very important, because if you don't restart it, you may have error when you're running your exam. Please take that cognizant. So you will not go and install. When you install finish, you start looking for errors. When you start seeing errors, so that's why it's always important to restart your exam so that it can work very perfect. Restart your server, your machine. All right. So let's go and create the stuff. All right. So okay, let's log in the Django admin again. So now, as we created it, now when it comes to the user ports, you can see we have the password, which is hashed. Then we see the last login. You can see the time that we log in last. You can also use this last login to know whenever user login, can record the last login of the user. It's admin, which is 1. 1 means this user is an admin. Username admin. It's a staff. 1 means is positive. It's active. 1 means it's true. Right? The last account joined. The last that I joined was then when I created this account. So those are this information that are there. So let's come here and then we can add user, student. So go to add student, admin is so yeah. After, let me create another 3 so these 3 that are not active, okay. So I've created this, right? So let me create another one again. So I just put the name, so my date of birth. I can put any name at all. So the address, rating 0, then profile, with a profile picture. Okay, so save. All right, so I have created my account. So if we come here, come to students, click on students, you see that what we have in our database. So we see the one here means true, while 0 means false. When you do what we call gateway logic, you are doing computer science, you understand all these things. You see it in computer science. All right, so we call it booleans. All right, so this is like how we can, the overview of the database stuff, right? Just an overview of the database stuff. Now I am done with database. Let's move on to other things, right? Now we want to learn about querying this database, right? How to query them, and then before we move into writing the query code, we will learn how to adopt the shell. So like I told you earlier about making query, right, in database. So we have the basic. We'll first look at the basic way of making query. So we look at the basic way of making query. We can now move into what the advanced way of making our query. So the basic way we're going to start with, shell. I get me. We're going to start with using Django shell, right? So now, what is Django shell? Who can tell me what is Django shell? Who can tell me what is Django shell? Hello, are you guys together? Are we here? Hello? Did anybody hear me?
Yeah, yeah. We can hear you.
All right, okay. What is Django shell, sir? Man. Oluwachegu. Okay. Now, Django shell is like a terminal, right? A environment that Django provides. So it allows you to interact directly with your database and model without needing to write a script or to develop or to create a view that can do that, right? So it helps you to interact with your Django database without writing the code. So you are doing it for, let's say you are doing it for debugging or for testing or for managing your data, right? So that is Django shell. So we are going to learn how to use the Django shell. Very, very important. So moving to Django database. So the first thing we're going to see is to let me get the documentation. All right, so we're going to be looking at making queries with Django. I think I'm done with this. So please always try and go and read Django documentation. It is very important if you want to learn. Right, so I'll drop this link now. Making queries in Django link. So this is the link here. Can't you go and make use of the link? Make use of the link and read more about it. So let's move ahead. So making queries in Django, right? Making query in Django. So when look at here, once you have created your data model, Django automatically give you a database extraction API that lets you create, retrieve, update, and what, and delete, right? So Django already created those things that will help us create, delete, and what, and update. So you can see, you can look at the list of database models that we created already. Like this, like a entry, a block entry. Okay. Now they say first thing we're going to look at is creating object, right? So to represent database table in Python object, Django uses an intuitive system. A model class represents a database table. Of course, you know that model class represents that database table, and an instance of that class represents a particular record in that database. So we know that a class of of model in Python represents a database table, while the columns represent an instance of that database. So I mean instance means database. Now let's see how we can create, right? So remember, this is sequence we are working on, right? So if you want to create a database, if you are using share, anyway, you need to import the name of the database. They need to import it, right? So in Django, if you look at what we are doing in Django here, we use this name as a table. So we need to import this table. And then if we want to create inside this instance, we can call the name of the table and what, use it. Now, if we want to import this table, let's say we want to import this table in the view, right? So what you need to do is that if you want, for instance, I want to write anything on this table, this particular table now, or want to work on anything on this table, we need to call this table, right? Remember this table here, this class of table, we have it in our what? In our database. So let's look at database. So I think this is student, right? Underscore student. So this student, they have it here. So if you want to work on it, you need to import, right? Very important. If you want to start anything here, you need to what? You need to import, right? So to do that, we come here and let's say you want to do it in view. You can say from dot models import students. Are you getting me? So what is really going on here? Now we are calling from, right? Remember the other time I told you, if you call from input dot, you are going to see all the relative files there. Then we are inside this model, which is this file that is here. Then we can say import. So inside this model, if we import with type students, you can see that inside this model we have a profile. We also have a student, right? But I've not started doing it here yet. So I'm going to skip this. Then use Django share, right? So this one I'm using Django share is because if you write anything here, you need to view it using a Django view. Also, there's some way of doing it, but I don't really want to use that. It can't work until you need to use a template. So for now, we're not started working with templates, but we need to understand how this thing really works on the background, because if you don't know how it works, it will really be difficult for you as you are doing it to even comprehend. Let's say we want to import. Let's say, for example, we want to import, right? And before we create, we want to import. Let's query this and see information that is here inside this map, right? Let's have access to it. So to do that, you need to call, if we do Python managers py help. So when we run this help, you are going to see list of all the commands that we have, right? I've shown you this before. So that when I'm calling this command, I will not feel like I am doing magic, right? So look at the brew that we are going to call. So I just want to show you that it's inside there. All the commands are there already. You don't feel like there is a magic shell. So you enter. So when you enter in this shell, you're going to have this a very wonderful interactive environment, right? So inside that shell, let's say for instance, I want to retrieve all the students, right? I want to retrieve all the students inside here, inside this student. I want to get all the information inside this student, all the information that we have here, right? Now we come to making query. We scroll down to you see the where we have retrieving objects, right? Object are information. So to retrieve objects from your database, construct a query set view manager dot on your model class. A query set represents a collection of objects from your database. It can have 0 or 1 or many filtered. So for you to do that, if you want to get all the query sets in your database, now this manager is the main source of query set for model. For example, block.object.all returns query set that contain all block object in that database. So if you want to retrieve all the objects, so what is object? Object are this information, all the objects in this students, right? In this students table, which is student class. What are you going to do? Now, if you want to get access to all the objects, all the information, but all the whole names, you need to use the name of the database .object.all, right? This will give you access to that entry. So let's go back to our this thing. So what we need to do now is that, where is it? Okay. So if I say, okay, this is the student that we're going to work on, right? And I say, let me create a variable, let's say students, then assign to this student that we have here, capital letter S, right? Students dot object objects. So open and close. Now this is what Django wants us to do. Now when you call this student.object.all, we are serving this in a variable. So what would this code do? Now what this code will do is that it will get all the information in our what? In our database, all the instance of that what? Of that database, and then bring it out for us. So that is what the object.all will do for us, for that database. So object.all will get all, they will retrieve all the instance of that model. That means if we come here and we have information here, it will get every information inside here, which is when it come here, it will get all this information that we have here, both the ID, both the first name, both the last name, both everything. Do you guys understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now let's go back and you enter. Now when you enter, we're having an error. Who can read the error out to me? Who will read out the error?
Error is not defined.
Now,
Name error.
yes. Now, student is not defined. Means that there is
Importation.
model called student or any name called student. That's why I told that we need to import it. Very important. Are you getting me? We need to do what? Import it before we can use it. So we need to go and import so that we can have access to this. So what you are going to do here is that when you come here, we say from, unlike what we do here, the approach here is different. From the app name, what's our app name? Student, right? Right? So from our app name, which is student, right? From our app name, students, dot, inside that app name, we have model, right? Dot model, models, right? Then imports. So what are we importing? Let's import student first. Make sure that everything is going fine. Then you enter. Immediately you enter, right? That means it is working. We have access to this student. So let me go up a little bit. Now, what you are going to do next is to run that query again. You can say student info equals to student, capital letter, which is this student that we imported here. Student dot objects dot all. So this object dot all will give you access to all the query sets that we have here, right? From the username, almost everything that we have in this map. I hope you understood. So let's go and enter. Now, when we click on enter, now to retrieve this information, we need to call this variable, right? We need to call this variable and enter. Now, when you call this variable and enter, who can tell me what we are seeing here? We are seeing a list of a query what? A query what?
A query set.
Good. Now, in the first query set we are seeing here inside the student, we have student skyline. We have another student, Macaulay TV. We have another student. So this student, where are we getting it from? We are getting this student from our query set here. So we have access to all the whole query set. So this is how you can be able to get every information. Then you can loop into it and use it and do whatever you want to do. So student.object.all will get you a query set. So I'm going to copy this.
Sorry, quick question, sir.
Yeah.
Must we use student info?
No, that's just
If
a
we use
variable that
another
I
name there.
created. That is the variable that I created.
Okay, okay.
It's a variable. You can see equals to now. It's a variable. It can be your girlfriend name. If you are married, it can be your wife name. If you are married like me, it can be a side chick name too. You understand? So it all depends on what you want to use it for. So let me copy this and let me go back to this code. So if you want to enjoy the class, go to this code and get access to all the whole code. So
Hello, sir. How do we locate you?
no,
This is my first time of using Discord.
if you look at, I share the link now. I share the link.
Okay.
Share the link. All my class effort will be on Discord. So if you don't follow me on Discord, no way can have access to my code. So right. So I'll give you your Discord on how to do it. You import the student from the student, you save the variable and code. Now we've really learned how we can get information, right? Now that is fantastic. We are moving ahead. So let's go back to Django. Django not simple. Is it not simple, my people? Huh? Now let's talk again. So now next thing we're also going to do. Next thing we're also going to do here is so let's also see how to retrieve a specific record, like to get a specific record in our database. Remember, we just get every information. We don't want to get a specific record. What I mean by specific record, let's say now I want to just get the name at the mean, just a particular row. Are you getting me? We want to get a particular row, so it can be any of these rows. But that's what it means. You want to get any of this row, then with this row, you can have access to all this information. So let's say you want to get a particular row. Let's say, for instance, you want to get a particular row. So what are we going to do to get that particular row? So let's go to Django and read more about. So let me search get. Okay, good. So okay, so filter. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, good. So you can see here retrieving a single object with what? with Django. Now, we want to retrieve a specific object with Django, right? So what are we going to do is we have what we call object.get then pk equals to 1. Now, what does it mean by pk equals to 1? So when it comes here, it can get by the username, it can get by the first name, you can get by the last name, you can get by the status, right? You can also get by the ID, right? Which is a gather ID or use pk. So let me say I want to get only username that is Skyline or admin. What am I going to do that? How am I going to do it? So let's go back and see. So we can say so this actually return a specific object, not a query set, right? A specific object. So let's scroll down. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so let's fire down. So the next thing we are going to do is to come here. If you want to get, you can say student 1, then equals to, we still need to call that student, capital letter student dot objects dot get. Now inside here now, we are going to pass in, let's say we want to get using username, right? I want to get using what? The username. I want to get using the username. So we can call and say username equals to, right? So we are going to pass in the username. Let's say I want to get admin or Skyline. So I just username equals to Skyline, then close. So if you enter, then come here and put student 1, enter. You can see we are getting what? Skyline TV. Now, if I just say, well, let's check the status of this Skyline that we collected. So this is a Skyline TV. That's the name we are getting. Then let's check the username of Skyline. You can also use the same variable, which is this variable that I used to install to them 1. Can copy it, come here dot. You can say dot username, which is this username that is here. Then let enter. You can see we have the username as what? As Skyline, right? You can also say student 1 dot this first name that we have here. Let's copy it. Or let's use status, right? Status. So you can see the status is what is true, which is what is here. Are we communicating? Are we communicating?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, good. So
Yes, sir.
okay, fantastic. All right, let me copy this and come back here. Getting a single user in, getting a single obj in database. So this is it. All right. All right. So this is it. So this is why I'm doing this code, so that if you are having any difficulty or when you are coding your own, instead of you going back to be running the video, you can just go and check out the code. Is that okay? And check out the code and see how I did it to make sure that your own works the same way. All right. So this is how to get a single object. I will move a bit on now we also look at so we will look at getting a limited numbers of records in database, right? Let's say you want to display just 5 records or 2 records or 3. Like you don't just want to use all of them. I want to display the latest let's say the latest objects or the last object, right? You want to display it. So let's go to Django and see what Django have in stock for us. So here we have limiting query sets. Use the subset of Python array slicing. We all know what Python list does, right? To slice a list. Then limit it to query set to contain numbers of results. This is equivalent to what? Limit and offset clues. Now, if you want to get like the first 5 query sets in Django, so this is what you are going to do, right? Now we also have this one. Django does not support minus. You can see it here, right? So we also have what's that called? Another query set. I think this one, if you want to get from 5 to 10, right? Those are our list people. So let's see how we can do that now. It also say filter and order of its splice query set is provided due to, okay. All right. You can also order by date created, right? Order by headline, order by dates dot get. So let's see that before we go into lookup field, right? Field lookup. So let's do that. To do that, you need to go here, and here I can get so here we have object.org. Remember what we did before. So yeah, I want to get like just 3 first objects. So I call my this, then I say 2, right? So I want to get the first and the second objects. So when I enter, then let me copy this student info, then put it there and enter. So you can see that I have what 1 and what and 2, right? I have that 1 and 2. Let me copy it again and go back there and paste. Getting only 3 objects in DB. We can get it to all right. Okay. So another thing we're also going to be looking at is what we call what is the name? We call filter, right? So the filter object will filter, and a filter object will filter based on a specific condition. What do I mean by specific condition? Now let's come here. So as the name implies, filter. Let's see a few filter. All right. Okay. I think this. Let's know where it start from. I think filter is the most used and the most popular. Okay. So the filter query set that span multi-value relationship as described above. So if you want to get a specific, if you want to get, let's say, not to try to, so let's say we want to get a student that has, let's say, student that has paid school fees, right? Right? A student that has paid school fees. All the students that you want to get all the students that have paid school fees, or all the students that have not paid school fees. Let's say a student that have paid school fees when they come here now, we come to students. So they come to students. Okay, I can't do it here. So if you come to student, good, you see that the one that is status is true, have paid, while the one that is false have not paid. So we want to get the student that status are true. Let me want to highlight all the students that have paid school fees, then send them emails. All the students that have not paid school fees, tell them that we are going to block them. I don't know if you guys are with me. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Good and fine.
Yes, sir.
So for us to do that, what we are going to do is Mr. President assignments. President.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay, take it. So they are required to write a view. They write a view with this model. So what our view will do is that the view will list all the whole students in the database, right? Let's say, for instance, let me show you something. I think I have done something more than gold. I have something more than gold. Something more than silver. I have something more than gold. More than gold.
So are you not a Christian?
Eh?
I tell you.
That song is it for Christian people? Huh?
Now.
You have something more than good. The wine
Yes,
mean.
yes. The Christian song.
How does it? How
If
does
I
it?
if I have
Now let them attack
if
you
all
this
I have
night.
is Jesus,
Huh? I did
if
not
all
say
I have is
Jesus.
Jesus, I have
I did not say
something.
Jesus. Do you hear
You
me say Jesus? I say
you
I
can't
have
hume that
something.
side.
No, I don't go reach that side now. Me, I don't believe in Jesus. So I don't reach that side.
Now let them attack you this night too.
Chiva, chiva. I'm looking for this thing. Uh, I'm looking for something. Voila. What did I even do of this thing? I know that I've got this in all dashboard. Have you? Okay, I think it's here. Okay, all right. So now, Mr. President, now they are required to query this and display all the students on this table. So I will send this file on this thing um on the platform now. So I have this one. Let me drag it and drop it.
Sir, don't you need to zip it?
I don't need to zip it. I beg they should separate it. They should separate it on this. Okay, they'll just copy it. They should separate the CSS and the HTML. Okay, I can even drag my this thing, what do you call it? My VS Code model. I don't even need to. I don't use it now. I don't even need to just copy and paste. I'll just drag it there. The thing will just show. Let me drag the two. Okay, can see that? I can see my model is there. Okay. So you can see this is my model here. So let me drop what's that called? Let me drop the so I also drop my setting. I think I did some job on the setting. Okay, let me drop setting. So I'm dropping setting because case of those who want to make use of the database. You understand? They can go there and copy. What's wrong with this setting? What's the setting? Okay. Okay. So think so Presido, this is the HTML. So you can just copy it. They should separate when you see they should separate they should separate the HTML. Like you separate the CSS, so they should not do it here. Put it on a static file. So now this assignment they are going to do, assignment number 1. So they are required to come. What is that? Okay, they are required to copy this, right? When you come here, they create like 10 both cohorts. So when I come here now, they will see the full name only, then the cohorts, the program of each student, the status of that student, then the date that he joined, the rating. Now, when you click on view, now they will take them for this particular student alone, where they will see now they will see the student about us, then they will see the cohort related students. So the students that are in the same cohort, let's say 5 people are in the same cohort, you can see those students here, their courses, and then their this thing. So this project will submit it on when I will submit this project. This is what this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So they are submitting on Tuesday, Tuesday night against Wednesday. They have to deploy it on GitHub. Every student every student must do this. Deploy that on GitHub. Deploy it on GitHub. So each student will present his own project. So if you don't have system, if you don't have a lights, or you can send your code to me. Are you getting me? Compile it. President will send the if you can want to present all those people that have their GitHub repository. I'll be the one that will share my screen, not you people. So, President, you hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
I repeat, they will do. I already the design is there already. You not say that because you are doing the design. So they should filter all these things, and then it is what it is. So, okay, let me not go too far. I think it will be very tough on you guys. Judge only this page. Only this page. Create like 10 users. But we have done this already. We have done this already. We have done this already. But we'll still do it and make sure we cover how to get cohorts, relationship. So we'll do it now. Relationship. So you can create it in your Django admin. Are you getting me? create a Django and then we are going to filter and display it here. The cohort display every information here, and then want to see all of them here. That's all we need to do. So let's defend that. So if there's from me, then presentation will commence on Thursday next week. So each person would present his own project. Anybody that did not present, I repeat, no second chance. No second chance. Any person that did not present, I will believe that the person no longer with us. Then I will tell the code leader should remove him on the group. I will not deserve that cohort. I will tell the code leader should remove the person on the group. I repeat, anybody that did not do this assignment, I will conclude that the person is no longer with us. Then I'll call the code leader to remove the person on the group. Okay, what do you have to say?
Okay, sir.
Uh-huh.
I want this assignment is not too clear to me. Are we to like have extra students here, not just this Kajal Shama? We should have more students here.
That thing is this in is dummy. Are you getting me? All this is to come from the
Yes,
database.
I
Your
know, I know.
database. Yes, all this will come from your database. Don't use SQL, please. Use light SQL so that I will not be overworking myself. That I'll be okay. No need to share my screen. Please don't present you and your deputy will share your screen. So let them send it to you. Then you open it. If you Mr. A want to present, extract all of them in this thing. Use one individual environment and run it. So if you Mr. A want to present, display your own, then in project and his code. So let them send to you. You share your screen. So that is it. This thing should come directly from database. All this information. All this. So if you have 20 names on your database, 20 should be here and that picture. Do we understand?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's about this. I'll soon even close self. I'm tired. Right. So what have we done? We are not even half of query set. We're not even done half of query set. But as we are working, we'll keep doing more query set. No need to be teaching you all this query set from A to Z. When you are working, we're seeing it. So what we are going to do next is, like I said, you want to get the list of all students that have made payment, right? So you can come here and come to student underscore payments equals to, then here I can come here and say I already import the student, right? Student dot objects dot filter, right? Filter. So inside this filter, I'm going to pass status, right? On default, the status equals to, then I pass in true. I pass in true. So what's happening here is that the filter collect the instance of this class and pass it through. So what this man will do is that it will collect all the user that have status of true. Then here it's only showing us one, right? So that have status of what? Of true. Don't mind here, it's only database that doing so. Then let's go there and see. In here we have only 3 users that are there: admin, username, and mono. There are people that have status of true. So let's give that a click. Sorry. Enter. Then let's call this and see. This will return 3 query sets. You can see it returns what? 1, 2, 3. So these are the 3 users that have made payment. What do you also return the 3 users that have not made payment? This has to be false, right? You can say student that made payment 1 equals to, let's copy this and then let's move this to false. capital letter FALS, right? So so let's call this. You can see we have two users that have not made the payment. So that's how we can use query set. So let me copy this and paste them. Uh, so, okay, all right. Okay, so I think that is basic on Django. So we've talked about objects dot filter, object dot get, object dot. These are the more characters. So let's move into a bit of advanced, which is called the look. What's that called? The field lookup. So field lookups are more complex queries, right? And we are going to be looking at it in Django. So let's really go back to Django. So let's look at lookup. So okay, lookup. So yeah, so the lookup starts next one, primary lookup, single lookup fields, right? So we're having lookup fields. What are these lookup fields? Now, lookup fields are how many specify the meat of SQL where close the. So it's actually are more of advanced query. So in that lookup field, we have objects such as so they always have underscore, right? They will come with underscore. So whenever I want to use them, use what we call underscore. So we have what we call exact, an exact match, for example, right? So exact match. Now, what does it mean by exact match? So this exact match, what the exact match is actually doing is that uh, the exact match. So what the exact match is doing is that it is checking if this query set it exactly to what we have here, right? It's actually exactly to what we have here. And if you check the database, it says select where headlines is equals to this. So let's look at our database and see what's going to happen. If you go to our database, excuse me. So if you go to our database, so we have like admin, or we have a Ojo or TV. So let's say I want to check if we have exact name like Skyline or exact name like Olisa, right? So exact like Olisa. Then it will give us all the information that comes from Olisa. They usually use it for searching. If you want to search something, you use it in searching. So let's check it out. Let's check that out. So we come here, we say exact student then equals to we are going to use capital letter students dot object dot filter. So inside that filter, we are going to call the name by the class name. So the class name we have here is, let's say, let me check here. If I'm calling Olisa, let's say last name equals to Olisa, right? So we want to check on this field. You can say first name or last name. Let's use last name. So we say last name. Then inside that last name, those field use what we call lookup field use underscore. Then you put the lookup field that we want to use. So the lookup field will have what we call underscore at the back. So they come in like this, underscore. Then the exact or the lookup field. So that's how it is. So we know that. So what we are going to do here is that we'll come here in this exact and use underscore the field that we have in our database. Right? Let's see underscore exact. Let me confirm exact. S-A-T, right? Exact. Then exact equals to, then let me go to my database. I can see Olisa. Then close this, enter. Sorry. Last name field cannot reserve keyword last name. Okay, was a mistake. Make a mistake. It should be last underscore name, right? So let's come here. Last underscore name. So let's check it out. So you can see that we have exact name Olisa. So this will now give us this Olisa Monoski, right? So another one will say, now remember this exact is not case sensitive. If we come here now and try to use a capital letter O, right? And then let's go and enter. Then let's bring this down. You can see it is not case sensitive, right? Now let's look for another one again and then wrap it up for tonight. It's exact. You have another one, is exact. This is convenient because exact lookup are common cases, right? So now this is exact. It's a case sensitive. Why the other one is not case sensitive? I hope you guys notice it. Do you understand? So the exact, this one is not, this one is case sensitive. So let's say here now we have exact of it's exact, so we're going to put I here, right? Small letter. Then let's try to put capital letter. Then when we come here, put capital letter A, right? You notice that if you come here and get anything, this is giving us the Samakoli. It's supposed to be case sensitive. They say case sensitive match. A case sensitive matches, so the query. What match title or even okay. I'm trying to trying to know the difference within this. Okay, this is a case sensitive. A case sensitive.
That one is case insensitive.
Insensitive.
Okay, insensitive. Okay.
Yes,
But
yes,
if,
yes.
but
It's the
if
next one that is case
but if
sensitive.
this is insensitive, this one case sensitive. Okay, let's try to do something. Let's try to do something. Let's do something and say, let's try to do something like let's remove all this and then let's just put and see what's going to happen. Okay. I don't know. Okay, this one is not case, but this other one too not case sensitive now. So I don't know why. There must be difference. What's the difference? Let's check the differences. So an exact matches, for example, when generating query sets, why I is exact is insensitive. So the query, this is convenience because exact looks are the common case. I don't really understand the difference between these two. Guys, you guys should do more research. I don't really understand the difference between these two, but so let's see content, case sensitive, content test. So they say the content is case sensitive. What of I content? Okay, okay, okay. Let's check the content. Where is it? It's end with. So let's check this. Okay, contents, case sensitive, content the test, for example. Okay, let's check it out. Let's go back to our students. So let's check and see what we have here. So let me say let's call Monoski or Macaulay. All right, let's go back there. So let me try to use capital letter L. So let's try to see what's going to happen. Okay. So this is giving us okay, we are using a start, sorry. If you are not helping matter. So we're going to use content, Abi. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Content. So it means that it contain Macaulay. I think this is not case sensitive. It's not. Okay, they said content field join. We have you mean content. Contents. I content. Is it I content or content? Content. That what he said now. Which one be I content? Not what I give us here. I mean write the documentation. I mean the person who write it.
Did not add S in your own.
Okay. Okay, let's check. Okay, this one is case sensitive.
You say okay.
Yes, it's case sensitive because it is. Do you have anything like last name? I doubt. Maybe we check. Tell me the last name. In last name, you have Macaulay. Uh, okay, it's case sensitive. So let's change it to normal Macaulay. Okay. Okay, you can see this is not case sensitive. So Ah, remember when I was in the world, when I see this can code now with the fear. Those can code with this one. You gotta turn my eye, so return my eye. All right, so the next one is that an assignment, please. I represent the last assignment. So they are required to go do all these things. Then each of them they have to do it. So they will submit both of them together. So they will do both. This high content now. Are you getting me? They have to write it on their this thing. Then they will explain because I will ask them randomly. So they should go and read this document, specifically documentation. I'll ask them randomly during the meeting to explain each of the field for me. So I will need to do that randomly. So I'm posting it here. So they're required to read this randomly and come up with a tangible response. So that will be all for now. So our next class we'll look into more advanced query sets. I think by next week I should be done with this query sets. Yes, by next week I should be done with this query sets. So I'll try my best to make sure that I cover up all the remaining query sets. So I have to make sure that I cover out all the query sets.